on what you learned from them. I guarantee like 4 of you are thinking that. Yes or no? Yes. I want to give you 3 lessons from that you can use right away. Okay? Number one. These are the $3 billion lessons. I want to call it the only statement. Here's what the only statement means. Wouldn't it be amazing if you could walk into your client, into a boardroom when you're trying to pitch for a piece of business, and you could say, Mr. and Mrs. Client, I am the only one in the world that can deliver you this transformation. As opposed to, Mr. and Mrs. Client, we work with 32 other clients like you, and we do this and this for our clients. Which is better? Here's the problem. The only statement is the only way to freaking greatness. If you don't have your only statement, you will always lose because everybody's a commodity. How many artists are out there? How many SEO people are out there? How many graphic designers are out there? How many social media people are out there? How many coaches are out there? How many trainers are out there? Are you better? Are you better? Yes. Wouldn't it be important to actually encapsulate that in a statement saying, I am the only whatever? Right? I will tell you, take nothing else away. You can start saying that when I'm your client and you told me, hey, I'm the only one that can deliver this transformation for you. I'm the only one that can deliver this result for you. I'm the only one in this city that has done this for you. I'm the only one. We are the only company. We are the only service that has done this. It will change everything because now when you walk in that appointment, you know you can say that and no one else can. Imagine the confidence for you. Okay, number one. So I'll tell you what we figured out in real estate. So I hired an analyst and I was like, dude, we are all in the same business. There's a lot of commoditization. You need to find something unique. So he sliced and diced the data and he tells me this. He's like, hey, it looks like your company sells homes for the highest prices. And I'm like, in what period? He's like, for the last 5 years. And I'm like, well, that's good. But how long does it take? He says, because you can sell homes for the highest price if it sits on the market for very long. So he's like, no, you guys actually do a really good job. You sell a home for the highest price possible in the lowest amount of time among your competitors. So now I went to all my salespeople and I said, would you like to know the first 10 seconds of your pitch? Mr. and Mrs. Client, we sell homes for the highest price possible in the lowest amount of time. Would you like me to walk you through a 7-step proprietary process? Do you really think after that first 10 seconds, I'm 80% there with the sale, right? It's not just delivering the only statement and they're not doing anything after. Mr. and Mrs. Client, we sell homes for the highest price possible in the lowest amount of time. Now they're there. They're kind of there. They're like, oh, interesting. Would you like me to show you the 7-step process in which we can get there? Now it's the proof and the promise. Good? Yes. Only statement. I want a commitment from you that if you don't have an only statement, you will make an only statement. And for real true commitment, you will direct message that to me on Instagram. Yes. Thank you. Number 2. Oh, hey, how many of you do video? Like video to your clients, about 50% of the room. You know that we're in a video first world, right? You know that when Jason and I communicate, he's one of my best friends. Like there's no text. I send him a video, he sends me a video. I send him a video, he sends me a video. Why? It's personal, right? I was talking to a bunch of you out here and I asked you guys, so why don't you do video? You know what the number one answer I got was? So, like, what do I actually say? No judgment here, right? No judgment. If I had you do 4 videos on Instagram over the next 3 days and you only had a few bits of content, you'd be like, oh, how do I splice this? How do I get it out there? Can I give you a framework right now? Okay, that you should use for all your videos for marketing all the time until you can find a better framework. Okay, first one, start with an intro that you use the same thing every time. I'll do a demo for you guys. Start with an intro, it's the same thing every time. It's very simple structure and the same outro. Let's do Jason, right? So if I was Jason Capital, this is what I would do. Would you like live? I'm just gonna try it, right? Hi, I'm Jason Capital, author of High Status and mentor to the next generation of millionaires. I want to tell you about 3 things that can completely transform your life. Number 1, number 2, number 3. Remember, every millionaire needs a mentor. Click, send. Now hold on. Next video, same thing. Hey, it's Jason Capital again, author of High Status and a mentor to millionaires of the next generation. Blah, 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 blah. Remember, every millionaire needs a mentor. He should really use that. That was actually pretty good. That was off the top of my head. Now, you think I came up, pick, who wants one? I'll do it right live for you right now. Who wants one? Dude, come on up. Do I know you? My name is Sharon. What's your name? Christopher. Hey, so tell me about your business. Tell me about you and your business.
Direct sales and nutritional products, the best in the world.
Okay, awesome. That's all I've heard, right? Okay. Hey, my name is Christopher, and I've got good things to change your life forever. I want to tell you 3 things about nutrition that can really transform your life. 1, 2, 3. Remember, what you put in your body is what you get out of life. Right? Like I just came up with this, right? So this is important. So does that make sense?
Makes total sense.
So, but the problem here is when you have a structure, he can say whatever he wants in the middle now because you always end with confidence. Always. And you always start with confidence. And now, whenever the video comes on, you're programming that person who's listening to your videos on Instagram stories, Facebook stories, whatever, to be like, oh my gosh, it's Christopher again, right? And he puts good things in my body. And when you end, you're like, he's giving me a promise. That's your pitch. And when you get your only statement, you start or end with your only statement. You think I just made this shit up, right? Like I do this for a living, right? This is not hard. But does that make sense? Makes
total sense.
So no, I'm not letting you go. Homework. You're gonna do a intro. You're gonna do like a 1, 2, 3 pitch. You're gonna do an outro, and you're gonna Instagram it to me.
Sounds perfect.
Awesome, man. Cool. Awesome. Good. Awesome. Was that helpful? All right. Good. Great job. Number 2. Is this valuable? Should I keep going? Okay. I haven't even gotten into my lessons. Like, Jason's gonna kill me. All right, here we go. Number 2. How many of you are in sales of some sort? Do you guys believe that like sales is gonna generate a shit ton of cash? Is that fair to say? Okay. All right. So I tell all my salespeople to do something called an hour of power. Right? Here's the problem. The hour of power is a very mystical concept, but the entire job of an hour of power is an hour in your day. It's an hour in your day. I'm going very tactical for a very specific reason, so you can get movement and momentum. The number one reason for the hour of power is to generate momentum. Right? I'm going to give you 4 things that you can do in your hour of power every single day. And if you're in sales, you have to create momentum. Yes or no? Yes. Okay. How many of you do have like a block of time that you sell or grow every single day? Don't lie. Okay. Thank you for being honest. So we have about like 6% of the room. Can I get a commitment? I'll tell you when you should do this. 2 p.m. every single day. Let me tell you why. At 2 p.m., all our biorhythms are down. You had chilaquiles for freaking breakfast, lunch, and you need a cup of coffee. 2 p.m. I get all my salespeople to do hour power at 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. every single day. It's insane. 4 things. Ready? Number 1, 10 minutes of lead follow-up. The number one thing that happens is we focus on all the leads and we never follow up with them. And the best part is if you have to do lead follow-up for a whole hour, aren't you irritated? You're like, oh my God, I got to do lead follow-up for a whole hour. But if you have to do lead follow-up for 10 minutes and you get 3 to 4 leads done, do you feel better? Yes? Number 1, 5 to 10 minutes lead follow-up. Number 2, the best you can do in sales is to set up coffee meetings. I will tell you right now, the person who generates more live coffee meetings is the person who's going to sell more, guaranteed. If you're not in a face-to-face sales business, I understand, set up like video conference or whatever, but if you are selling face-to-face, coffee meetings will do wonders for you. Like I had our salespeople set up as many coffee meetings as possible, and then you can actually script during coffee meetings. Okay? Number 3, I want to call it the endorsed introduction. Here's what the endorsed introduction means. Jason introduces me. Honestly, if Jason didn't introduce me, you'd be like, who the heck is this schmuck? Right? Seriously, right? But he introduced me, so you automatically have trust, right? Let's call it what it is. Wouldn't it be great if your client, if you actually got an endorsed introduction for sales every? That's why we work out. An endorsed introduction every single week, because it completely cuts down your sales cycle, right? So the goal would be, okay, how do I get one endorsed introduction? 10 minutes. How do I get one endorsed? And you're only thinking about that. And the last one, I'm going to make it really, really easy for you guys because you're going to appreciate this. Always end on easy stuff. Is when you go on social media, you have clients and friends on social media. When you really want to have impact, like don't just click heart and like. Actually, for that 10 minutes, go in and write a comment. Hey, I love this post about you. This was so great. I saw your humanity come through. Let's catch up. That is a good use of your last 10 minutes. If you do that, imagine you do that every day for an hour. Can you imagine the movement it'll have in your business? Good? Helpful? A lot of times we talk about, hey, you got to do an hour of power sales, but we never tell you what to do in that hour of power, and so everything starts to break down. Now there's a template, a formula, a framework, so you can actually use it at that time. Can you see in your business, you may take those 4 things and you may swap it around. I'm not giving you the be all end all. I'm just saying have like 2 or 3 things that you do so that it's easy and you can crank it through every single day. I promise you, 2 o'clock in the afternoon is when you hit your slump. If you can create movement at 2 in the afternoon, it will do wonders for your business, because here's the interesting part. When you create that movement, it is creating the 2 o'clock movement for everybody else as well. They're all in their slump and they love to hear from you. Good? Number 3, last one. Verbal dexterity. And all I mean by this is this. You can't walk into a presentation and say stupid shit. Right? And I'll tell you what happened. So I went to my salespeople will say, oh, Sharon, if only you were there at the appointment, you'll know all the objections I got. I'm like, great, I'll go on the appointments with you. And I was like, you guys suck. Like, I don't know how you guys win any business. Right? And so I went, here's what I did. I'm an analytical guy. I went on 161 appointments. We won 152 out of 161. 94.5% success rate. But that's not the interesting part. It's over $1 billion worth of business right there, but that's not the interesting part. The interesting part is this. After every single appointment, I wrote down every single question that the client asked us. So after 161 appointments, I had 161 clients worth of questions. Do you think there's a pattern there? Here's what I did. I took those 161 questions, I put them all on a whiteboard, I stared at it for 3 days, I chunked it into buckets, I found 10 buckets, I threw out all our sales material, and I built a 10-page book, and I just coached all our sales agents. But the best part is this. Then when they started walking in, they knew that any question fell in just those 10 pieces of content, and they were able to deliver much better, right? I'll say this the last one. Anytime you present something, it has a 3-part framework to present it. You need a frame, you need the content, and the most important part, you need a transition. So Christopher, I met you today for the first time. Let's take it live, right? Because role play is important, demonstration is important, it's not about presentation. I should be able to do any of your businesses at any time, and you should be able to do yours, right? So if Christopher's, the frame is this. I need to get, before I present the content, I need to get the person in the state that they can accept my content, right? So Christopher would say, if I could offer you a very simple 1-minute tactic every single day that can give you 10 times more energy, would you be interested in that? That's a frame. I'm making this up as I go on. That's a frame. The content is, well, here's what you do. You take these 3 supplements at 7 in the morning and it will change your life forever. He's not done yet, because everybody stop right there. The transition is, he's got the next thing. But if you want to take that to the next level, here's a great book to read, right? The frame, the content, and the transition. All of us get stuck, I'll tell you where, in the transition. We're like, oh, this is great. And then when you make the offer, there's no transition to the offer. Take a pause. This is a really good time to raise your hand, ask a question. Does that make sense? Is it helpful? Anytime are you thinking about your business and saying, how can I frame it? How can I transition from it? I will tell you, you just fix your transition. It will change your life forever. Good? Helpful? Question. Awesome, of course. So, give me business. Insurance. Very good. Mr. and Mrs. Klein, have you ever thought about what may happen? What may happen? Did you see what I just did? I'm baiting them with a double pause on my part. Hold on one second, pal. Did you ever think about timing what may happen if our neighborhoods got the same fires as what happened in Orange County? Now, we can't protect you, but we can prepare. Let me walk you through the options that you have right now that can make sure you sleep well at night. Can I walk you through it? Right? Helpful? Right? So essentially, you're framing them in an emotional state, and then you're breaking it down for them. You got a question, pal?
Yeah. What was your mindset when you started out, like in business? You got the millions, million, all that. Like, how did you think? What did you most inspired you?
Awesome. Have we met before?
I don't think so.
This is you look. Thank you for planting the right transition for my next set of things. Is that helpful? I'm going to go to that right now. Is that helpful? Okay. You guys want to take a picture of this map? No, I'm just joking, man.